Hey guys, good morning, welcome to the live session of Stocks Network Trading. My name is Dave, guys, my partner is Ron. Let's get down to business here, guys.
In on US 30, sell, okay? I'm jumping in. Guys, that's a 100 pip drop. Yes, we caught it. Hey, guys, 200 pips, please, secure. Hey everyone, welcome. Thanks for joining. Welcome back. We're going to get started in a couple minutes. We're going to do a live Tokyo session for the next 2 hours, and we're going to go over this week's news. It's FOMC on Wednesday. We'll go over quick earnings this week, and then we'll get right into gold top-down analysis, and we'll see how things are moving tonight. Thanks everyone for joining. It's good to be back. Hopefully I remember how to do this, and we'll get right into this in the next couple minutes.
Hey guys, good morning, welcome to the live session of Stocks Number Trading. My name is Dave, guys, my partner is Ron. Let's get down to business here, guys.
In on US 30, sell, okay? I'm jumping in. Guys, that's a 100 pip drop. Yes, we caught it. Hey, guys, 200 pips, please, secure.
Recording in progress.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Stocks Number Trading. Thanks for joining. My name is Ron, my partner is Dave. It's 6:30 p.m. Eastern, and we welcome you guys. Thank you for coming back. So I've been off for about 2 weeks. I've been in Europe, just traveling, doing a few things, and came back late last night. A little bit on the jet lag. I couldn't sleep, and so I'm running on European time right now. They were 5 hours ahead, so it's like almost midnight in Europe right now. So we're gonna get through this 2-hour session, and then I really got to get some sleep to catch up on everything. But yeah, guys, I do have a buzz cut. Apparently, there's a language barrier in Europe. When I went to the barbers over there, I said take a little bit off the top, and apparently that means get the clippers out and buzz your entire head. So it's a buzz cut, guys. It's something different, but it's still me. I'm still here. Hopefully I can remember how to do this, and we're going to do a top-down analysis. But yes, there's a little bit of a language barrier over there. When you say to the barber, if you guys are ever going to Europe, and you say, hey, just a little bit off the top, apparently that means they just grab the machine, go right down to 0, and they just take everything off. So just little lesson, we learn from our mistakes, and that's something I got to improve on. Okay, guys. So thanks everyone for joining. Let's get right into this because the markets are moving. Remember, this week is a busy week. We've got FOMC this week on Wednesday. So we will do a live session for you guys. It'll be from 12 to 3 p.m. on Wednesday. Today there was some news, so let's go just move into tomorrow. So tomorrow we do have news over here, pending home sales in the US, some European news. We don't have anything like high impact, lots of Australia, New Zealand news tomorrow. So a light day. Tuesday, markets could be moving, okay? Tuesday are traditionally good volume days in the markets. Follow your volatility index, your VIX. If it's red, if volatility is going down, usually signals a green market. Like today, VIX was red and we had a good stable green market. If volatility is increasing, VIX is green and bullish. It kind of correlates with a sell-off in the markets, okay, as volatility increases. Wednesday is the big day this week, so you can see we do start off Wednesday at 8:30 a.m. With some core PPI. This is the producers price index. So we're going to get something coming out of PPI. And then we have in Canada, we have our basically like our FOMC over here in Canada, Bank of Canada rate statement. We're sitting at 2.25%, their overnight rate. It's suggesting that they're going to keep it this stable, no change. due to the trade and the tariffs that's still ongoing right now. And then, guys, we have our crude oil inventories. A lot of you guys are now adding crude oil to your charts with everything that's going on in Iran right now and the Strait of Hormuz. That's dictating about 20 to 30% of the entire global market supply of oil. And right now it's still closed last time I checked. They're not letting tankers through there. So guys, this could affect our crude oil inventories week over week. Keep an eye on this. You can see that there's a big change in the forecast from the previous week, 3.8 million down to 0.4 million. And then this one. Okay, so this is the big event this week. Wednesday at 2 p.m., we have our federal funds rate. It was 3.75% the last FOMC, and you can see they're forecasting again a 3.75. So in the forecast, there's no increase, decrease. It is a pause. This is a big one too because we have our FOMC economic projections. So this is only a few FOMCs have these economic projections. So this is a big one, guys. So please trade careful with proper risk management when you're trading this FOMC, okay? And then we have our statement, and then Powell comes out at 30 minutes later at 2:30 at the press conference. Powell will discuss on what the actual result was with the federal funds rate, whether they paused, hiked, or cut, and he'll explain it. Then he'll take some questions from the audience, okay, from the journalists over there, and then you're going to see, guys, if you're going to trade in Sydney, if you're going to trade in the Australia, New Zealand, Tokyo session, there's a lot of high impact news coming out of there. Moving into Thursday this week, again, busy day. It gets really busy starting from Europe. Bank of Japan press conference. You got your UK news, high impact news, Swiss news. Guys, I was in Switzerland for 2 days. Had to do some things over there. I do have an offshore account. Had to take care of a few things over there. Switzerland is beautiful. If you've never been, get on a plane and get to Switzerland. Oh my goodness. But bring some extra cash with you because it is very, very, very expensive over there. It's I don't know how people live there, to tell you the truth, with the prices of everything. But if you haven't visited, please go to Zurich, Switzerland, or Geneva. It's beautiful. So Swiss has their news over here. And then 8 a.m. UK news. They have their official federal funds rate over here, the official bank rates, and coming out 3.75. Looks like it's a pause across the board in Canada, US, UK. We'll see if anything changes. Our Thursday unemployment claims, week over week unemployment claims, then the US Philly Fed manufacturing, and then the European zone, the Eurozone has their rates at 2.15 set with no change in the forecast, okay? And Japan on Thursday has a bank holiday as well. So if you're going to trade the Tokyo session, just keep in mind there is a Japanese bank holiday. Finally, to end the week, Friday, make sure you're trading proper risk management on a Friday. If you're at your weekly goals, I suggest limit your trading or take a day off. Give yourself a long weekend if you've hit your goals. So that's our news. Let's move into earnings really fast. Tomorrow morning, this is what's scheduled, the companies. I'm just going to go through it. We're going to look for those big names that can actually move the markets. Lululemon is reporting on tomorrow after hours. Again, the big names. Okay, so General Mills, Macy's. There's some household names, but I don't think they're going to move the NASDAQ or Dow Jones. This is a big company over here, Micron Technology, Wednesday after hours. So we have, remember, Wednesday, we have our FOMC, then in the after hours, Micron Technology. It is a security in NASDAQ and S&P 500. So if you trade those, keep an eye on that. This is our computers, technology, AI, semiconductors sector. And then we move into Thursday before the open, Alibaba over here, Chinese stock market. We'll see what Alibaba is doing. Earnings, $1.91 and revenue of 41 billion. Continuing to go through the earnings this week. FedEx on Thursday after hours. So no real big names. And then Friday, nothing going on. So earnings, very light week on earnings. I would just recommend that everyone focuses on FOMC on Wednesday. That's going to be the big market mover for this week and next week. Okay, so that's what we all need to focus on. And please trade with proper risk management if you're trading it. Just some day-to-day news right now. Canadian inflation slows to 1.8% in calm before the storm ahead of the oil shock. So a lot of you guys at the pumps see the gas prices in America. It's about average $3.70 a gallon. That's for unleaded. But diesel gas is almost $5 per gallon. So we will be paying for that because remember, big trucks need to bring our groceries to the grocery stores. So we will be paying for that. When I was in Europe, in Albania and Kosovo and Switzerland and everything, it was close to €2 per liter. They go by liters, not gallons. So €2 per liter for just regular gas, which is very, very, very expensive, and it could get higher. Okay, so remember everything that's going on in the Mideast right now. That is affecting the flow and the supply of oil. That's the Strait of Hormuz supplies 20 to 30% of the global oil around the world. Okay, so we will be paying for it at the pumps, guys. So some of you guys might have an electric vehicle. Maybe you guys won't be paying for it as much, but energy costs could be going up as well. Okay, so anything other around the news right now? NVIDIA launches their Grok 3 AI chip and CPU server aimed at Intel. So NVIDIA was up almost 2% today. Oil prices should see immediate relief at Iran war's end. Okay, so if the war ends, I don't know when it's ending, but keep an eye on it, guys. Higher time frames for oil. A lot of you guys are trying to intraday trade it or scalp it, and spreads are very, very high. I've heard of spreads going from 3 to 10 pips, which is a lot for when you're making a scalp or an intraday trade. So focus oil more on swing trading, guys, if you guys can, and look for the bigger picture, the bigger moves. Because if you're getting those type of spreads with your brokers or prop firms, I don't suggest intraday trading it. Markets were green today. S&P was up 1%. Sorry, guys, over here it was stable in the markets. This is right now in the futures, but markets were green today. In our Discord, guys, we sent out a few signals. So on gold, there was a short gold at 5,010 today for over 100 pips. And indices, there was a move right over here, moving on a sell on NASDAQ. Okay, guys. So tomorrow we'll go over post New York, and then we'll be doing more NASDAQ and US 30 tomorrow. Okay. So if you guys need signals or trade ideas, we do offer these here at SST, and they can use them towards your trading. Free Telegram group pinned at the top of YouTube for everyone. Thank you everyone for joining back on YouTube. I know it's been a minute since we've been on YouTube, but we're back. So if you guys can kindly leave us a like, subscribe to the channel, and join the free Telegram channel. It gives you all of the live YouTube links. There's also a promotion right now, cutting everything in half, 50% off anything at SST Access on the 3-month, yearly, and lifetime memberships. Send us an email and we'll take care of you. Also, guys, some before and after of the trade ideas. Gold sells on Friday. They hit 500 pips. A lot of snipers in the group were pipping and dipping. Just remember, be patient, be disciplined, wait for that good trading volume. If you see that it's choppy, avoid trading or lower your risk. Okay, you got to be very selective as a trader. When you notice it's that sideways trading action, if you don't know how to trade it, don't trade it. Wait for that good volume to trade. It will come to those that wait. Okay, and congratulations, Nick over here, hitting 400 pips on a trade on a signal sent out by Dave. Unbelievable, Nick. Congratulations, brother. Let's continue with that momentum. Okay, guys? And everything we do here at SST is in this free Telegram link. On our channel, on our website over here, stocksnipertraining.com, there's the promotion code, guys, you can use to sign up on the team. And education-wise, lots of education over here with myself and Dave. Live sessions, I updated the schedule today, so here's our Tokyo session. Tomorrow, guys, Dave is doing New York for this week, 8 to 10 a.m., so he does COMEX and a little bit of Wall Street Market Open, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Tomorrow, I'll be coming in after Dave, post New York, 11 to 1 p.m., and then our live FOMC session together, we're going to start it at noon. and we're going to go till 3 p.m. And then Thursday, post New York. And then Friday, we're going to start off early with a New York session, 7 to 10 a.m., and then a psychology, setting realistic expectations in trading and investing, guys. I know a lot of us want to all become millionaires overnight, but you do have to set some realistic expectations and try and strive towards those goals, okay? And if you want free blogs, there's free blogs available over here on our website. Just click over here on the tab More Blogs, and they're all over here for you guys. Okay, so let's get into this. Gold is hovering right now, right around 5,000. It's at that psychological level. Nice number right there. It might trade sideways like around here until we start moving into the futures market, which is 8 p.m. 7 p.m. we'll get some volatility as well. But for now, welcome everyone. Thanks everyone for joining on Zoom. I appreciate all of you guys. Justin, thank you for joining. I had a great trip. It was nice. Weather was unbelievable down there, and it was a good time. I had to take care of some business, so it wasn't just vacation. It was I had to do a few things over there. Noor, welcome. Thank you for joining. Congrats, Noors, on that NASDAQ buy today. Continue compounding that account. Danny, thank you for joining. Lucy, thank you for joining. I appreciate you as well. Okay. And everyone on YouTube, thank you guys for joining. Appreciate all of you guys. Welcome everyone. Imanstar, welcome. Thank you for joining. Justin, welcome, brother. And Keen Carter, buy gold now. If you bought it, let's see what's going on with it. I'm going to do a top-down analysis. Burn, you made 450 pips yesterday. Unbelievable. Nice. Mickey, welcome. Mikyo, welcome. Thank you for joining, guys. Okay, so let's get into this. I'm going to do a top-down on gold. And let's see how these markets are moving. Okay. So I'm going to start off with higher time frame. I'm going to go to the daily and work my way down, okay? If you guys have already done your charting, that's fantastic. If you guys want to follow me, let's do that as well. And let's get into this, okay? So we've got this big push on the daily right here, 5,600 just below it. If you're trading gold on the daily, you should be familiar with that is an all-time high. It hit all-time high right over here back in end of January 29, as we were moving into the month of February. So month end right there, that's our all-time high. Do we have a zone, all-time high zone just right below it? What I do is I go to the all-time high wick and I bring it down to those bodies. I make the box red and I stretch it into the future. So I see that we did come back into it right here early March 2nd, and then March 3rd we pushed down, and you can see it came back up right over here, March 10, created a lower high right at the point of control of that March 3 candle, that big bearish candle that was a structural candle that engulfed 1, 2, 3, 4 blue bars behind. So that's a good one to analyze. Cut it in half and find your point of control. And you can see when we came right back into it, we're still pushing down now, okay? Will we be coming back up a little bit in here, or are we really going to start now to sell gold down? Remember, Wednesday afternoon is FOMC, so that could dictate the move of where gold is going to move, and we could be just trading sideways until we get to that FOMC event, okay? Since that all-time high, the major push down was right there, 4,400. Notice the psychological numbers, 5,600, 4,400. We're trading right at 5,000 right now. So those are what we call psychological numbers in the markets. And you can see it wicked right off, and then it made a point of interest right here because that's where a body closed and an ignited body opened. And there was also a retest of this yellow line right at 4650. Again, psychological numbers, okay? So since then, we have been moving up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of move up with it right there. There was another body close right here and open where there was a wick that moved up. So I'm just moving up to show you we've been building the bottom. It's been building support. It's been making higher lows right over here, built again, and we've been coming up. So I'm just going to keep it right over here. Now, this is an important area because this was the resistance right here when we came up, push back down. It came in again, push back down. It came back up and closed above. That's what took us right there to that March 2nd move, right into that all-time high supply zone, and then it pushed down from there. Guys, I'm having little issues with the Zoom. Normally, the waiting room is open. It's not open right now, so I have to manually add you guys in. If there's anyone waiting in the waiting room, just give a heads up in the Discord right over here under the commodities channel, and then I'll let you guys in. There's no one waiting right now. Everyone is in, but if there's anyone having any issues, let me know, okay? And then see how there, the resistance, the neckline, just below 5,100, 5,090, it built support, okay? So there was resistance with the volume above. There's the support, 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 support. You can see that it broke down. The wick came down, but the body where the daily closed right above that yellow line. It continued to move up. But again, if I was, well, that candle that I was just talking about, that one right there, that's a structural candle. So that's the one I like to cut in half and either figure out a point of control. You can use your Fibonacci tool, opening price, closing price. I know that 0.5 is the 50% right there. And if I do want to find the point of control of that candle, it's very easy with the Fibonacci. It's either the 382,618, it's one line above and one line below, and there's the point of control of that big body black candle. So you can see gold traded into it on March 4th, rejected, came back into it, March 5th, rejected back down, came back into it again, March 9th, and really went through it, but nothing closed above there, closed back in, and then you see we're being pushed down. So this is still active in the market. It's like a hidden block in the market. The bigger all-time high supply is up here, but you can see how the offers had been lowered and lowered and lowered. And that's why we have a lower high, 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 and we could be filling wicks and continue push down. So one target this week, what I'd like to see is if gold continues to push down, I'd like to see what will happen right here. Okay, I'll just make this yellow so you guys can see it. Right over here. This is what I like to see. Why? Because it's 50% of this big blue candle. It's already been retested right there on February 12. It was retested right there, the February 13. It broke down where it created that lower low, but it came and closed right at the yellow line and opened there again. Again, it came down, but it built that higher low, and that's what created that leg where we came up. So if we do come back down, that's what I'd like to see tested. 4,875, psychological number, okay? Maybe I'd like to see before FOMC if it gets down there, during FOMC, but I'd like to see if the sellers can continue to push it down there, okay? So that's a point of interest on a daily, right? So now what I'd like to do is start to kind of dissect, Thursday of last week, we came in, big bearish candle. Friday was bullish. Look at it. It came right into where? 50%, right? If you cut that big bearish candle, and why cut this one? Why, like this one doesn't seem too important. That's just a spin top up there. This one doesn't seem too important. Look at it. This one is important. Why? Because it came through out of the red box and it engulfed that big blue one and it engulfed that one. And look at what it did. It closed below the yellow line. So that's a significant candle. So definitely that candle is a candle I like always to cut in half. Whether you're eyeballing it or you're using your Fibonacci tool like this, grab your Fib tool, open, close. Where's 50%? It's right there. And you can see the top of the wick was exactly 50%, guys, okay? Make trading easy for yourself. Stop making this difficult. I see a lot of you guys are making trading very difficult for yourself, okay? You got to understand, number one, which one of these candles is a structural candle, okay? This one is not. This one is not. This one is not. This is not. This is not. This is not. This is, okay? So out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 candles, this big black one, why? Because this is the one where most of that selling volume came from the all-time high supply box. Pay attention, guys, to this, please, because this can help you on all time frames, especially if you're a scalper too. So it came into the higher time frame supply zone, right? And then there was a big bearish volume-based candle, and then you can count behind. It engulfed this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it closed at a point of interest. So that is a good candle to always cut in half and find the point of control. Then we were just barcoding blue, black, blue, black, blue, black. They're candles, obviously, to analyze, but they're not structural candles to basically like start to cut in half and figure out points of control, because the market is just trading sideways. This is where it came again in the red zone. And then you see the big black candle being produced coming out of it, and it engulfed 1, 2, 3 blue candles behind. And it also closed below that yellow line, okay? So those are what we got to figure out, the structural candles, okay? You'll get better at this as you practice and you start to analyze the candles, okay? And then we follow Friday, bullish, came all the way up, right into 50%, rejected, came all the way down, it filled the wick, continued to push down, filling that wick, creating a new low, but did not get below that one. Then the next day again. So if I bring my cut line again, I can use, I can just start bringing down a cut line since we're away from this one, and then I can cut this candle in half. I can cut Friday's candle, okay? It closed below. Look at the number. When I cut it in half, it's psychological number, 5,050, okay? And then you see next day we opened up, start of the week, Monday, came back up. Did we attempt to come into the point of control or 50%? The answer is no. How do I know that? I can see it's a lower high. Sellers pushed it down, filled the wick, dropped it all the way down there. Okay, so that was yesterday. So this is our weekly low, because I know weekly starts on a Monday. It came down to 4967. Okay, it came all the way down there and came all the way back up. So that's my closing and my opening price today. Okay, right there. There's my closing and my opening price, right at 5,005. Okay, and we were originally bearish when we opened up today. I know it's real early. It's only been basically not even an hour, but there is a little bit of a range. And we opened up and we were initially bearish. We've already printed so far a low of the day because there's a wick right there. So I make my lowest point of the day and my highest point of the day with a purple line. I can see it's just right below 5,000, 4,998. And then it came right back up to the original opening position, 5,005. And the buyers pushed it all the way up, where? To about 50% of previous day's volume right there, 5,015. How do I know that? I can eyeball. I have two eyes. That's what I use them for. I use them to eyeball where's 50%. But if I was getting exactly 50%, then 50 exact would be right there. So it's a little more than 50%, but it's in that point of control. Okay. So I can see that the sellers are still there. They're still pushing it down, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs. So when we're talking about higher time frame, the sellers are there, okay? We can even go look on the weekly just to verify. If we look at the weekly, we're seeing the last basically 2 weeks have been selling pressure last week. And again, we opened up this week with some selling pressure. So we might continue to come down. We might consolidate. Maybe there is a little bit of a blue bounce coming back up, and we'll test either this 5,050, maybe 5,085, and who knows if we'll get back into that bigger red zone. Okay, so back on the daily, we have our little spin top on the daily. Again, it will open up. So targets tonight, if we come back up bullish, right, and we flip and we make a new high of the day, where could we go as a scalper? Remember, I'm looking for $5, $10 moves. That's 50 to 100 pips. So even if it just comes up and tests the close of Friday and the open of Monday, I'm going to place a yellow line there as a point of interest. And I can see that the number is a nice whole psychological number, 5,025. I can do some math from high of the day 15 to 25. That's a $10 move in gold. If it just fills from purple line to yellow line, that's 100 pips. Perfect. That could be my daily goal. If it continues to go, then we got to measure up the wick. We got to get up to 5,037. So this is how I set my chart up. If we make above here, then we got to fill this wick. If we get there, we could go up to there, right? Line by line, okay? but there is still lower highs. So the sellers are still there. Now, however, if the sellers continue to push this thing down, we could revisit the lowest point of the day, break 5,000, 4,998. And then we have room. Yesterday, they already did some damage. Look how far down it went. But right there, what happens if we continue to come down bearish, 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 and then stop right there, like halfway of the wick, and then it builds a higher low, and then we continue to come back up? I would be targeting this wick right here on Friday, February 20. So I draw a yellow line right there. So even if we do come down bearish from 5,000 and we come all the way down to 5,980, that's 200 pips. But then maybe buyers are building a little bit of support to get a higher low and push it right back up. If they can't hold here, then we might continue to fill the rest of yesterday's wick and we break. Next wick is right there, February 19. And then we got this big blue candle that I hope you guys have cut in half. Why? Because this is a big blue body that started the big leg up. So that's one. I would figure out the open, close, cut it in half, and figure out your point of control. I'll help you guys cut it in half. It's around 49.25, that psychological number, okay? So this is what we got going on the daily, right? If we monthly, yes, gold is still bullish, making higher lows, but we do have to respect that we do have this leg coming down. And it's just a couple days before FOMC, okay? Next thing is, I want to move from the daily and come into the hourly. So what I can do is, I can look at the hourly trend. It looks like it's pushing down. We were trading in that big red block. You can see it made a lower low on the hourly, came back up, lower high. They pushed it back down for a lower low. It came back up right there. Look at even the hourly. If you drew a white line at 5,125, it built a double top and then dropped, right? Guys, figure out your patterns and you'll make your trading a lot easier. And then you see when it came down, this is when it started trading very choppy. Black candle, blue candle, black candles, blue candle, black candle, blue candle, black candle. See, it's just trading sideways. That's what we call a range or consolidation. But the sellers did manage to continue to push it down. But you see the hourly has not broke below this yellow line. It's got a higher low coming right back up, came right into that range. Again, the sellers pushed it back down today. I can see when the big move was 10 a.m., 11 a.m., there's noon, 1 p.m., 2 p.m., new 4-hour candle, and then we're consolidating right here in between today's high and low of the day, okay? So again, we're stuck in a shitty range. Unfortunately, sometimes on these calls, this is what we get. When I mean that, what I'm trying to say is, if I was to consolidate all of that volume right there, and I make it neutral, and I show you guys, we're trading right back in that neutral haircut. Neutral haircut. I meant to say neutral zone, but I just read Yassine, your comment, and it says, Ron, nice haircut. I swear to God, I didn't mean to say that. It just came off like that. There is a story behind the haircut, guys, okay? I went to Europe. I went to a barber. I just said, I had a lot of hair on me. I said, just a little trim. I guess the language barrier, I don't know what they just took a machine and just took off my hair. So I guess that's what it means when you say you want a little trim in Europe. I guess it's one haircut style for everyone in Europe. Just get the machine and shave your head. But hopefully it grows back. Yeah. Okay. So we are in this consolidated range. Again, if we just look across, we're still in here. Okay. So we could just be, again, just moving from here up, down, coming back up, going back down, coming up, going back down. Maybe we come back up. It could be just trading like this for the next couple hours, right? So what I would be looking more for is a bigger move above 5,037 to see if the buyers can really push it through here, or sellers to start breaking it below 4,967 and start to continue to sell gold down, okay? But we're in a tight range right now, okay? So what I like to do is I like to go also on the lower time frames, the 5 minutes, and then see maybe is it worthwhile scalping this? Again, I use my measuring tool, everything. So these are the 5-minute candles. I can see that earlier we had a big drop off right here. It was at 10 a.m. Okay, there was the big drop off, came all the way down and it held 12:30, kind of came back up. There's a nice little pattern you guys should all recognize. Higher low, double bottom, second leg, had the bigger leg, nice little pips, could have been scalped right there. Then we traded sideways, and we're right inside here. So on the 5 minutes, what I'm going to do is I'd like to see, like right here, when we hit the high of the day, I'll make this a little bit bigger so everyone can see. Okay, so here was the daily opening, 6 p.m. Right there we opened, we hit the high of the day. It retested it 5 minutes later. Again, equal highs at the purple line. So 5,015 has tweezer top highs at the daily high. And then it pushed right back down. Okay, and then held right here. It is building its way back up right now. You can see it's kind of building its way. It's ascending, coming up. Let's just make it a little thicker for everyone. Okay, so what I'd like to see is, you know, if I was to cut that 605 candle in half, you see how I cut it in half? It's already been retested right at the halfway point at 610. They pushed it down. We're holding 5 minute support right at our low of the day. If I look back at the 5 minutes, there was a little bit of a bull flag right there earlier in the day. That was at 2. You can see just after 2, it was a bull flag, and that took us that continuation. So if I make that support right now, and I make it green and I bring it across, you can see how we're still holding it at today's daily low. So this is where we're trading, right in between here, okay? So definitely, you know, if buyers keep pushing this thing up, we could maybe break impulsively, target those bodies, 5,010, maybe get up there, maybe come back down, retest this. We could be driving towards the daily high and test to break it out of there. Or we could just continue selling lower lows, came up, equal highs, new lower low, continue to come back up, maybe it gets rejected back down, and then maybe we could see if it breaks down, maybe we'll bounce back up, lower high, push down, impulsively break through there, and then maybe it closes, we come back up, we make this zone red, maybe it just kind of trades in here, and then maybe we sell back down, okay? So I'd like to see which path we might follow for the duration of this call, okay? So I'm gonna leave them like this, and we'll continue to see. Right now, if you want to trade in this range, I would kind of measure this support right here, 5,000, where we're at right now, 5,005.06. It's about $5-6 move. You can grab 50 pips, 60 pips, but we're just trading sideways currently right now. If we want to add EMAs on the chart, they're probably right at the 9 EMA, and the 200 is right here at the resistance. So again, the 9 and the 200 are close by, and then we can add our daily bar indicator. It's still early, so we can keep it on a 1 hour, which is going to close, just opened right now. So we have our 1 hour candle that just opened up, okay? And I saw that some of you guys are already in a trade. Some of you guys are already in. I'm just going to take a look at my spreads on gold. Uno momento. Okay, I've got a 1 pip spread right now, 1, which is not bad, but I like to be around half pip where it is right now, okay? Thanks everyone for joining. Welcome everyone on Zoom. Yep, Justin, looks like my barber was scalping. Yeah, he was scalping. Yeah, he scalped my head. And everyone on YouTube, thank you guys, 250 viewers. We appreciate you guys. If you guys can leave us a like, subscribe to the channel. It's been a while since we've been back, and we appreciate if you guys subscribe. We're with you guys all week, and we're going to do a 3-hour FOMC session with you guys on Wednesday. What does the daily bar indicator show us? It shows you exactly the daily bar, or we can change it in any time frame. So if I go to settings right over here, I can change it into whatever time frame I want. I can go put it into a 1 whole day, but the 1 day just started about an hour ago, so it won't give us too much information. I can move it. I have it on the 1 hour. I could put it on 15 minutes. It could show us right now, like I'm on the 5 minutes, but this is a 15-minute candle. So this one just opened at 7 p.m. and will close at 7:15. So this can show me the 15-minute bar, whether it's bullish, bearish, if there's indecision. So I can leave it on the 15 minutes for now, and then I can go into the 1 hour as we get closer to maybe the futures market at 8 p.m. I can put it on any time frame, right? Anything. Okay, so you see the 5 minutes, how it came back up, but lower high, lower high. See, like there's 3 equal highs up here, right at these bodies. I know it's a lot of lines, but I want you guys to see 5,006. There's a body open right there, body close, body open. There's that ignited big black bar coming down at 620. It came right back in. Look, it retested it right there, 645, 650, another retest at 7, and look, continue push down, okay? So we're still kind of barcoding, blue, black, blue, black. We're in this ascended range, okay? But let's see if one black bar can close below here and follow this arrow path down to our green box. Okay, but if it continues to hold, we got a higher low, higher low, higher low, and it could continue to build and maybe squeeze bullish out of here, okay? Still not in a good range, in my opinion, to be trading. This is where buyers are buying and sellers are selling. It's going both ways. Two-way accumulation for the redistribution at some point. When? It could be in the next 20 minutes. It could be right before the futures market at 8 p.m. It could be right after the futures market. But right now, the market is just consolidating, okay? And this was the 15-minute candle that opened bullish, slight pullback, came right into there, and now they're rejecting the volume. So right now, I'd like to see if the 15-minute candle will build up some orders and continue to come up bullish. Our 5-minute candle, current candle, is going to close in 2 minutes and 10 seconds right now. Am I bullish or bearish right now? It's hard to say. I'm nothing right now, okay? Like, it's hard to say, okay? I'm going to wait for volume. Guys, believe me, I trade with you guys. I'll trade with you guys. I say I'm buying, I'll say I'm selling. I'll tell you guys where I place my stop loss. But right now, the market is just still sideways. It's hard to determine what could happen. If you think it's going to go bullish or bearish, I would take a small trade. Take something small. So if you get stopped out, you're not doing anything that could really affect your psychology. You're not going to revenge trade. You're not going to be mad. You got to know that the market is trading sideways. But what I see is it came all the way down there, still holding that trend line, still holding those bodies, higher lows, and now it's coming right back up, bullish pin bar. That 15-minute candle built at the opening balance. So that's good. That could lean towards bullish sentiment, okay? But what I'd like to see is a blue bar close above this red line. Why? Because it's at body, 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 wick, wick, and a wick. So there's kind of like a wall here. So I'd like to either see an impulse break to create a high, or I'd like to see blue volume close above here. Okay, and then maybe that could continue to move bullish. That would be bullish sentiment, and we maybe buy gold. If it still closes near the high, then I know it could be building like a flag and continue to break out. There's a nice hammer, okay? So this candle is going to close in 30 seconds. This could dictate the direction, okay? So remember, it came back down, bearish, bearish, bearish. It picked up that nice higher low. The body flipped right there. So we're trading right at that red line again, but we've had multiple rejections. There's the break. That's good, okay? So let's follow this volume now, okay? So it did break. It created that new high. So let's see where it will close. Here's the close. So it didn't officially close above the red line. Okay. So we still didn't get the close. Now, if we take a trade, if we take a buy, for example, we're buying on impulse, right? Well, then we just got to hope that it continues to fill and break out of here. You're welcome to do that. It's an ignited candle, but you see how they just rejected it real fast? That's the problem with trading on impulse. Okay, I know it looks good and you take it and sometimes it goes, but now we see it came back down, picked up a higher low. So now this might be a time where you think about taking an impulse trade because it broke for a high, got rejected, came down, picked up a higher low and came right back up. The 15-minute candle is building. This 15-minute candle is going to close in 4 minutes. So ask yourself, do you want to wait for this 15-minute candle to close in 4 minutes, or do you want to just take an impulse trade and then a new 15-minute candle will open and it could go opposite direction? And when I look at everything as a whole, I still see that we're just consolidating, right? And if I miss out on an impulse move, it doesn't bother me because sometimes you'll take an impulse, then all of a sudden it's a big black candle coming down, okay? We can be patient and we can wait for volume to close above here, okay? So you see how it's still just trading inside this range? This is the biggest problem with trading on impulse, okay? But also what I do is I follow the candle. So I see when it comes down, it's going back up. It came back down, it went back up. I count in my head how many times it picks up those orders, right? Then if it comes right back up to the high, then I know that it could be a nice impulse breakout for 20, 30, 40 pips, depending on how many times it picks up orders without breaking, the structure below us, okay? And then if the time is rolling down and I'm not in a trade, then I might as well just wait for it to close, the higher time frame. The 15, we have it on our 15-minute over here. How was everyone's weekend? How's everyone doing? I missed you guys. Okay, we got 2 more minutes to go, and then we're going to get a new 15-minute candle. Again, what I'd like to see is 5-minute volume, perhaps closing above 5,006. This could be that impulse break now with 1 minute and 45 seconds go. How many times did it come down there? I counted 5 times. It came down, picked up. So this could be if you like to take an impulse trade. However, if you've been waiting it out this long, I'm going to wait 90 more seconds and get a full confirmed closure. That's just me, okay? Because sometimes you take a buy on impulse and then it comes right back down. Then you're in drawdown, okay? So you got to give or take with that impulse trade. It's a riskier trade than waiting for confirmation, right? That's the hardest part about trading, is do I take that on impulse or do I wait? When in doubt, wait it out. Oh, Dave and Buster's, Justin. I love that place. There's one in Toronto. Which countries in Europe did I go to? I went to Austria for 2 days. I went to Albania. I went to Kosovo. I went to Switzerland. Those were the countries. Come to Bangladesh? I would love to. I would love to. I want to travel the world, guys. Travel and trade. As long as you got a mobile and some Wi-Fi, you can make money around the world. That's the beauty of learning about trading and scalping. Okay, here's the close, guys. Okay, so we're closing right back up there. We might get an ignited bar. Just get ready to push. We got some short wicks, new 15-minute candle. Let's see if there's a quick pullback. If not, it could be building and starting its break. Okay, so there's the black candle starting. It's an ignited 15-minute candle pushing down. Let's see if it will catch a higher low. Okay, so remember, this is new 15-minute candle. So let's see if it can flip. Maybe we can go in a long position. Okay, will it catch a wick, or is it going to be a big bearish candle coming down? Okay, so see, it's struggling at this 5,006. Okay, it's got a wick now. So if it can catch some nice higher low pending orders and build, I'm sure we could fill this wick, and drive. Okay, so I might be looking for a buy position. Okay, it's still not there yet, still building. I can see the big black head. Okay, see, it's a big, still black head, still holding. Now again, it picked up another higher low pending order. flipped, came down, came back up. Again, another black push down. Okay, so it's still bearish, but let's see if it can pick up higher lows and build some support, and then just fill through here and continue driving bullish. Okay, so you still see it's still black. We're about 90 seconds into our new 15-minute candle, and it's still holding black, okay? But we can get support at our 9 EMA. We can get higher low support. We can get trend line support. We're still in a bull flag. We just haven't broke out yet. Here it is coming back up, okay? So this is where the candle could flip blue and then we'll go into a buy, okay? But you still see how it's still holding that black head? Still holding it, still holding it. The 15-minute candle has not flipped bullish yet. So there's a lot of resistance at this 5,006 level. Okay, still see it's still black on the 5, on the 15. Man, a lot of sellers here at 5,006, but there could be a nice squeeze if we break out of here and get up to this red line. Okay, but it's still holding, and we're 2.5 minutes to go in the 5-minute candle. We're halfway through it. Okay, so there's a break. I'm going to go in a buy now, okay? So I'm going to buy. I'm going to see if the 15-minute candle can continue to build and fill this zone through here, okay? So I'm going to buy on gold, and I'm looking to target to fill this wick up to that red line and maybe travel a little higher up to those bodies right there to 5,010, let's say, right up to there, okay? I'm going to buy on gold. I want to see now if the 15-minute candle can start to build. Maybe we can get some blue closing volume above 5,006, and maybe we can build this into support going forward, okay? So I'm going to buy, okay? For everyone, I'm going to buy on gold. I just entered here at right here at the red line, just above the red line. 5,006 was the entry. So we're in this little squeeze area right here. Like if I was to draw a red box right here, this is the area we just got to kind of close, get some blue volume above, right above here. $60 seconds to go. We still have this, indecision 15-minute candle. It's still low volume, okay? Really hasn't really moved. It's a doji candle, so it's just building right here. There's going to be a redistribution of volume, but we have a lot of sellers still holding this location down, 5,006, still building, but we haven't got that explosive breakout yet, to create that higher high. So it's still a wall here, still holding. The black volume is still there, so we might potentially get a leg pushing down, but there's still, it's in a small range right now, okay? Still early, so only 7:20. And we're going to get a close in 15 seconds. So let's see what type of close we get. Will it close above the opening balance? Will it close at the high? Will it close virtually like right where it opens? Will the sellers come back down? Then this bearish volume could take it down to the one more leg down. Okay, so it closed. Again, bullish ignited. So I'd like to see if this bullish candle can break through this 5,006. It failed again, lower high. So sellers could continue to push it down, targeting this yellow line, 5,004. That's a daily point of interest. And then it's right back in this consolidated area. See, I went in on impulse, okay? So you see how the impulse trade got me, okay? I was looking for that 15-minute candle to continue to build and break out of here. It has not broke out yet. So there's still a lot of resistance at this 5,006. So what we got to look for is our bottom support structure to continue to build, to continue to trend up, to continue to hold above the 9 EMA, to continue to hold above 5,004 point of interest. It's just on a one-to-one risk to reward. More volume should be pushing in around 730. Okay, so that's an impulse break, right? You know, it's a nice candle, right? But we got to see, we don't want to just come through here and get rejected all the way back down. Okay, so we'd like to close with this bar above here. We see it's still building those higher lows, which is good, but this is an impulse candle. Oh, Trevor's in the waiting room. I'm sorry. Thanks for letting me know, Justin. Okay, so this candle is going to close in 2 minutes. It's a nice bullish candle, but it's on impulse, right? It's about 25 pip impulse candle. Okay, it's moving 30 pips, but this is what I was, those big rejection wicks. Okay, so we broke right above that 200 EMA. Now it's getting rejected. So if it gets pushed down, this is where we got to see where it can close. Okay. So that is that big buildup that broke out of there impulsively. Okay, so now we got to follow the close. Okay, so it broke above, it filled that wick, got right up to there, 5,009. Remember, I was targeting 5,010. There's a big rejection there. So let's see how much of this volume we can maintain and see where it will close. And we're closing in about 60 seconds. So the 15-minute candle broke out. Remember, it could get volatile, okay? So this could come tumbling right back down black. That's why we got to see. This will be our first confirmation candle. If this thing can close like this, blue above here, this red zone will momentarily turn green. And then if we pull back down, we could be using it as 5,006 as support going forward. Okay, it was resistance for a long time. This could be the first bar closing above and could act as support building leading into 730 and possibly the futures market. I did not pip and dip right out of that candle. Still holding this to see how it will develop. I did not adjust my risk yet. I didn't lower my risk as of yet. Still in, still holding this thing. Basically, want to see where the closing position will be. Okay, so here's the close. Close. So closed above that red zone, 5,006. Let's see if we can use it as our support going forward. We have a nice fill, bullish ignited candle. Okay, so its job is to get back up that candle, that wick, sorry, and create a new high and travel up to 5,010 and fill up to those bodies. And then we have those two equal high wicks at the highest point of the day, okay? But if it can fill up to here, that's a good 40, 45 pips up there. If it can continue fill, then that's where I should be lowering my risk and seeing if we can continue to build out here. But notice how it opened bullish ignited, okay? There's the fill to the wick. Let's see if we can now pop for a new higher high. This is all on that 15-minute candle that opened at 7:15. And it's going to close in 4 more minutes. And we have not retested this location back down into here. So let's see if we can just continue filling that wick, travel up to this red line, because we know that that's where our next resistance is. There's a body close, body open, body close, and a body open. And those were the two big rejection wicks off of today's daily high at 5,015. Guys, if you guys you're more than welcome to manage your risk. Okay, that's about 30 pips. But let's see if we can get that 40, 45, 50 pip move up to that red line. 15-minute candle still building. Hasn't really expanded its volume. Here it is. Okay, so we got that nice push. Let's see if we can get to that red line. 5,010, 11 up there. And then we're going into 7:30. So it's going to get volatile, okay? Because we're going to get a new 30-minute candle. This is the candle we're on, this 30-minute candle. And it's going to close in 2.5 minutes as well, okay? So you can see it's got that big bearish bar. It's coming back up, right about 50% of it. And then 7:30, we could come back down bearish, okay? So we're following it on the 5-minute increments. Okay, so it's an inverted hammer candle. And then if we lose our opening balance, it looks like it wants to come back down to retest 5,005.06, this location. And then we got our 15-minute candle beside us, which is going to close in 90 seconds as well. Sometimes it's so much easier just to pip and dip, but we'll see what happens, how this thing materializes. We're struggling at this 200 EMA, purple line. Okay, so maybe we can get some 5-minute volume building above it. We can build it as support going into 7:30. That would be a good move. Okay, let's see if we can get that nice 15-minute push right at the end of the candle. Last 30 seconds, this is what shows the momentum going into the close. Okay, so this is a big deal because we're going into 7:30. So let's get it. Let's see what type of close we get. It's about 30 pips in profit right now, but not that normal gold volume we get right now. Here's the close, bullish, still good close. We closed right above that 200 EMA. Even if we have to cut the blue candle in half, we can still hold higher low support. We have not retested 5,006 yet, okay? So we're still hanging around up here. We could flag real quick and maybe target the red line, get up to that 5,010, 011, and then bank maybe 50 pips and then start reducing risk. You can take your stop loss and put it below the yellow 5,004 point of interest if you like to reduce your risk. You can go to break even if you like right now. It's close to 40 pips, 35, 40 pips, but we're looking to get that complete fill of this zone. We have our 9 EMA building its way up to maybe the 200. Maybe we could get a golden crossover where the 9 crosses above the 200. But sometimes for that to happen, there's got to be a pullback. where it comes back down black all the way down here and tests the the point of interest where we took that buy out of. I'm hoping we don't need to. I'm hoping it can just continue to just ask to trade up here and just break through this, make life easier. That's a good move. Good. Okay. I'm going to go to a break even now. I want to reduce all my risk. I'm at break even now at 50 pips in profit. Okay. So I'm at a break even. Hopefully you guys can all be at a break even as well. We should be up 50 pips right now. We got a beautiful 15-minute candle opening, strong. And we have some backfilling wicks, 2 big tweezer tops right from the daily open. And that was our highest point of the day. Right when the daily candle opened, okay? So if you guys want to trim, take some profit, or continue to hold, we can continue to hold, but we've reduced our risk to a break even, okay? And then if we can fill up halfway through the wicks, could give us about 70 pips. I'm going to say like halfway up the wicks, right up there to 5,013. Continuing the trade, I want to see if we can close with blue volume above this red line. This was our resistance. We can build it support going forward like we did over here, okay? But if we can just get that big fill right up to there, it can make our decision a lot easier, right? We got a nice 15-minute candle, new 30-minute open. That's great. There we go, 60. Could get right up there to 70 pips. You can trim if you guys like. I'm going to take 80% out up here at 5,013. I'm going to take 80% out there and then hold 20%. Good profitable trade. And I'm going to leave 20% running to see if maybe we can attempt that highest point of the day. I took out 80%. I'm running 20% with break even, guys. Good 15-minute candle building. Good job, guys. W's, fluidity. Good job, guys. Pablo, what strategy are we working? Just basically just waiting for volume to confirm our moves. And we're doing like zone-to-zone trading. We're doing tape-to-tape trading. If we get about 50 pips, we reduce our stop loss to break even, take out about 80% up here when you're content, when you're happy, 50, 60, 70. Sometimes these are 100 pip moves. Right now, it's kind of slow Tokyo session right now. It's basically just trading from one zone to the next zone, getting our fills, not being greedy, managing our risk, and that's it, right? No fancy names for this, nothing complicated. When we did our top-down analysis, remember, we said it could possibly go up this way or it could go down. So we took that trade. Well, I took that trade on impulse, but now when I look back at it, I had the volume continue to close. We have not retested, so we had to have bought that next bullish ignited candle, right? If we were waiting for that pullback, you know, the trade would have taken off for us. I felt like it was a good time to take an impulse, the way how the 15-minute candle was building, just by intuition, okay? But when I originally took it, remember, it had some drawdown down in here, right? Okay, so now this red line, 5,010.11, right here, was resistance. Now it could act as support. If we pull back, we want to use this red line as support right at the point of control of that volume to continue to make higher lows. However, if we just create a doji and we just hang out here, our 15-minute candle can continue to build and we could break right through here and maybe target today's daily high. The purple line, which would grab about 90, and if it breaks out, 100 pips, okay, to test our daily high. And don't forget the futures market opens up in 25 minutes, okay? So it came down black. It's picked up a higher low. We have not recontested the red line yet, so it's built a higher low support. That's good. Low wicks. That's what we want. Whenever we have low wicks, we know that we could easily fill that and break out, okay? And we have a strong 15-minute candle behind us, ignited, continuing to build. So it could definitely continue to push and target today's daily high. And we can see right when it opened at 6 p.m., right up there, 5,015. And then again, it came up the next 5 minutes, but equal highs. It sold all the way down. We caught it building up on this ascending triangle, and then we took the buy, and this is where it could be filling back up there, okay? And then we could be targeting today's daily high. If it impulsively breaks today's daily high, again, we got two bodies and we got a wick above right here. We got a wick, and a wick. The body of 5,018 and 50 cents. That could be the next target right up there. Guys, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Let's see if we can get up to 93,500. Thank you, guys. We do appreciate you. We have a free Telegram channel that has all the links of what we do. If you want to join the Discord, you want to join the team, get the education, all the live sessions with myself and Dave, it's right over here. The signals we send out to the group, and just join the team, guys. You're more than welcome. We'd love to have you guys on the team and grow with the community. And if you guys want to go and get a buzz cut, you go to Europe and you just tell them you want a trim. Apparently a trim is they shave your whole head. I almost had a heart attack but I didn't have the heart to say anything to him. He already just went right down the middle. And I'm like, oh my God. Took me forever to grow that hair. Have I been to Belarus? No, I haven't. I haven't been to Belarus. It's not that bad. Good, thank you for that. I was worried. I was like, oh man, I got to put a hat on. We'll see how long it takes me to grow it back. If we can get some pips help grow the hair, guys. Pips can grow the hair. I'll put a wig on tomorrow for you guys. If we can get target at today's daily high, I'll put a wig on tomorrow. The Pig Professor, did I like the time in Balkan? Have you visited Macedonia? My parents are from Macedonia. They were born in Bitola, in Manastir. I've been to Skopje. I've been to Struga. I've been all over. Okay, guys, big black candle coming down, okay? So remember, we should have managed our risk, okay? Ultimately, everyone should be at least at a break even. If you felt like you wanted to scale out, okay, I did. I took out 80 pips. It came up to about 70 pips right up to that red line target. Remember, I cut where did I get this red line from? I saw the wick and the wick from this red line to that purple line. I just cut it in half, okay? Yeah, I know if it wants to just travel up halfway and then get a lower high and push down. That was a big black candle that came again back down, picking back up. So if we can close, again, we can flag. Remember, the red line now is still support. Look, that good push up, okay? So we can continue to build and maybe flag right out of here, okay? So what I said was that red line was resistance and turning into support. So if we can continue to just hold and flag out of here, maybe we'll continue. Our 15-minute will continue to fill and we'll break right through here, okay? So we're still trending up. We've got higher lows. Just got to get back up, create that. There it is. There, boom. We could definitely push right up to today's daily high. And that would be approximately 100 pips. That's where if you feel comfortable, guys, there's nothing wrong with 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 pips. Nothing wrong. That is my session goal. Okay, but let's see. Remember, let's see if we can close with volume above, right? We've created higher highs. We got higher lows. We broke right through here. We have a nice strong 15-minute candle continue to develop. We're only a few points away from targeting today's daily high. but we got to kind of get that volume closing above there. Good bar, okay? We got a strong 15-minute candle still pushing up, okay? So that was a big pullback, but it probably grabbed a lot of pending orders that were waiting to buy a pullback on gold, right? We got in early, so we didn't have to worry about buying a pullback. But as it kept moving up, there was maybe trailing pending orders behind waiting to get in, okay? If it targets this purple line, I'm going to close the rest of my 20%, close the entire trade. Okay, if we can target today's daily high, that's a good 100 pip move. But if they hold it down, if they hold the daily high down, then we know that there's some sellers up there that are preventing it from breaking today's daily high, okay? So we got rejected. Now it's coming back down. So this is what a flag is. Got to watch where the volume will close, okay? Above or below this red line. Guys, I missed you guys. It's good to come back. It's good to have a good trade right away, right off the bat. Because we're going to, in another 15, 20 minutes, we're heading into futures and it's going to get really volatile, okay? So they could easily bring this move all the way back down, okay? I hope that's not the case, but you guys have been trading gold, so you guys know it's got a mind of its own and it can definitely do that, okay? It has not retested this location yet, okay? So that's a big rejection. Coming back down, 90 seconds to close. We're going to get a new 15-minute bar. My hairstyle hit the stop loss. Oh, that's not good. Yep, they shaved it up there. That's like me going to the barber saying I want a little trim, and then they just shaved everything. And it's a big black candle coming all the way down. Okay, so zone where we're flagging is right here, in between these two red lines. Right here. SST, we got to sell at 5,010, Nicholas. Okay, yeah, then, you know, I'm going to close out this trade. But if there's a sell signal, we can go with the signal. Okay, I only got 20% running. I took out 80%, Nick. So even if it comes all the way down here, my 20% is at a break even, but here's the big push, okay? So let's see if it can close, Nick, below 5,010, and 5,010 will act as the resistance, okay? Okay, so there's the big push down. Okay, so if it comes all the way down here, guys, my 20% is at a break even. I want you guys to understand that. I took out 80% as it was moving up. And just make a note that we were a few points away from hitting today's daily high and they rejected it, okay? So that's a key critical point right there. That lower high, they protected today's daily high. So Nick right here, 5,010, it's about the point of control of that big bearish candle. So if it comes back up blue in here, could get rejected back down to retest this location and maybe break to that 5,004. Okay, if you guys are looking for sells, I'm just going to wait for my trade to just close out and then I'll look for something else. Okay, because I still have that runner. I don't like going into like a buy and an add a sell. I don't like hedging. But you see, guys, if you don't take out some profit, the market can come down. You see how nasty that close of that candle was? And then we started to move into a new 15-minute candle, and we're moving into futures. So it could be a bearish move coming all the way right back down to the lowest point of the day. So that's why we want to secure some money, guys, right? We trade to make money. So you should be getting in the habit of securing any trade, whether you're trading, like I'm talking to the intraday traders, I'm talking to the scalpers, okay? I'm not talking to swing position traders holding for multiple days. I'm talking to the traders that want to trade for 1 hour or 2 hours a session, right? If you make 50 to 100 pips, take a majority of that out and put it in your pocket and leave the rest running with break even. And then look for another trade and then maybe do the same thing. You can grow your account. If you take some losses, they're controlled losses. You're not losing everything. You'll build your confidence. And day by day, week by week, month by month, you're going to learn how to do this. You're going to gain more experience, okay? I believe me, when I got in that, I wanted to break the daily high. I wanted this thing to run all night. But I have to understand, like, as a trader, there's levels in this game. Like, you got to understand that today there was a double top on the fight right there. There was the double top. There was the drop. We came all the way almost, to the daily high, but there was big rejection wicks. That's why I cut those wicks in half. That's why I was happy taking my money when I told you guys at 5,013. I was content. And then if it came up with the rest remaining 20%, that's fine. But look at what happens now. Now my 20% runner is going to get hit at break even right now. And if I didn't take out my 80%, my entire profit would come back down to break even. Okay. So I'm a scalper, right? I normally scalp for 20, 30, 40 pips on a single candle. Like when I was in Europe, guys, I'm not lying to you. I was having coffee and scalping on the 1 minutes, banging out 30, 40, 50 pip trades, open, close. Okay, look for another scalp, open, close, add another scalp, open, close. 150 pips, 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, your daily goal is done. Enjoy the rest of your coffee and go on with your day. But believe me, I've left too much money on the table in my time that I don't, that's why, guys, believe me, I want a big trade as well. But I know as a scalper, things go up and things can come down. Things can come down and they can go right back up, right? If it's just trading in a zone, I have to respect the zone. Otherwise, I got to wait for a lot of volume to build. I got to watch my profit go up and down, up and down. Maybe it starts going drawdown, come back up, play that ping pong game, and then wait for that big accumulated volume to do an impulse break while you're in the trade, okay? I never got tapped out there, okay? So I'm still in. Remember, I don't trade off of FXCM. I trade off of fusion markets. So I'm still in. I never got tapped out. But now, Nick, with the SST sell, it's coming right back up to retest the sell at 5,010. So we'll see if it will hold below here to continue maybe to push down. Yeah, Europe had different times. So I was trading in the afternoon, when it was 10 a.m. Eastern, it was around 3 p.m. in Europe. It's not bad, actually, if you live in Europe. Your 8 a.m. is 1 p.m. It's not bad, actually. It's like midday is the greatest time to be trading gold, 8, 9, 10 a.m. And we're 10 minutes away from the futures market. So one thing I just want to make note of, that was the first significant pullback from right here. Came down. It didn't tag in the zone because that's where my break even is. It didn't come all the way in there, okay? But you can see, guys, like if you never took the buy or you came on the call just a little later, there's pullbacks that happen. Just patiently wait. You see how that leg came all the way down? And had you got in or activated right there, you're in another 50 pips of profit with zero drawdown. See how a pullback works? Let me just get rid of this yellow line. There's a good example of how it came up. It came back down. Remember what I said, guys? We were developing that golden crossover where I said that 9 was catching up to the 200, but I said it would be nice if we can break out before the crossover because then we can maybe target that daily high. It didn't happen. It came all the way down, pick up those orders, and now look at, there's the golden crossover. There's the 9 crossing. Guys, rewind the tape. Rewind the recording. Rewind the stream. I said, for this golden crossover to happen, the market needs to come back down and pick up these orders. Okay, some of you guys pay attention on these calls. Some of you guys don't. But if you heard me saying that, remember what I said. For this golden crossover to materialize, because the 9 EMA was down below this green box, the 200 was right here. We were already in the trade. And I said, for it to come back down, we're probably going to get hit at break even. And then you see what happens. It came down. It picked up all those orders that were waiting. And then now it's that next leg up, right? That sell, Nick, from 0.10, it was quick, right? It was a quick, counter trade. It still got some pips, but you got to kind of pip and dip, be out of it. If not, you got to continue to watch lower highs off the top and see black volume coming back down, closing below 5,010 to continue to push down, break this, and then start dropping down in here. But right now, it's still holding bullish. Arabic bit, I'm 100% right. You lost 300 today because you didn't secure profit. Yes, guys, you're not the only one. Believe me, I used to do that all the time. Guys, we trade to make money, okay? Secure. Like, even if you're in this, if you bought that pullback right there and you're up right now another like 50, 60, 70 pips, and it breaks right there and it hits daily high, you're up 100, secure. You don't have to close the entire trade. I do 80-20 splits. That's what I do. I close 80% the bulk of the trade, and I leave 20% running with the break even. My break even is still running. I did not get tagged out on there. I verbally let you guys know. I didn't get tagged out of there. Rob, I got you. I'll let you in. Yeah, something's funny with the Zoom. Normally I have it on the waiting room is open. I don't know. We just got the new Zoom and there's no waiting room. I have to manually add you guys in. Hey, Saeed, that's awesome. 50 bucks booked. You just have to make it 4 times more to secure a payout. That's amazing. That's all you need. That's all you need. 3-4 solid trades of 50 pips. And that's all you need. Guys, with gold, the average 5-minute candle is 50 pips. Yeah, I got you guys all in. Everyone should be in on the Zoom. Average volume on a 5-minute candle is 50 pips. Think about that. Like 100, 200 pips is a solid daily goal for most traders. That's targeting 4 50 pip candles a day. And you can be very selective with the ones that you want to trade. Remember, you don't got to trade the garbage. Look for a trend. Look for a move that moved up. Wait for those pullbacks. Guys, patience and discipline will take you to the next level in trading. I promise you that. Okay? Dave and I and the snipers in Discord, we do this on a daily basis. Okay? It's not our first time doing this. Believe me, patience will pay off. Sometimes you're going to miss a move. I miss them all the time too. But you mark your zones and you wait patiently. Understand that the market has pending orders waiting. It's got pending orders waiting to get in. Trevor, you made 67 pips in 10 minutes. That's, yeah. Trevor, we used to grind forever to make 67 pips. Like I used to spend back in 5-10 years ago when gold wasn't moving like this, a 5-minute candle, an average 5-minute candle on gold was 15 pips. 15, right? Now we're averaging 50 to 100. Guys, the times are different. That's why I'm saying if you're learning how to trade right now, today, learn the right way how to trade. Stop with this. You want to get rich quick. You'll get wealthy, but it will take time. 200 pips every day. That's 1,000 pips a week. You determine your lot size. You determine if you're trading a prop firm. You determine those things. That's up to you, not for me to do for you. Now we're just a few points off of the daily high. Possible fill. Again, guys, look at, I've been just talking here. We bounced off the retest area, came back up, closed 50%. Nick, right there, that 5,010 sell opportunity. See how it opened bullish, ignited, and broke? So the 5,010 is still acting as support. If the black volume closes below, we'll use 5,010 as resistance to get us back down to here and possibly break down further. But the buyers are really closing near the highs. And notice how the candles are still holding big, strong volume. This is a structural candle that closed above those black bodies, and it opened ignited and continuing to fill. Okay, so this could easily, possibly, it's going to break right now. We're just a few moments away from the futures market open in 3 minutes. So it'll probably try to break today's high right now. We still have 3 more minutes to go before we hit the futures. So let's see if we can get a new daily high on gold and maybe target right here, 5,018 and 50 cents. Why did I place this red line here? Because there's a body and a body. And just above it, I have a wick, and a wick. So that's the only volume I have to analyze, right? My runner is still running. I did not get tapped out there. I trade with Fusion Market Brokers. It's got a different level than this FXCM broker. I give you guys verbal buys and sells, guys. And I tell you guys where I place my stop loss verbally. I tell you guys what I do verbally. Everything I do on here is verbal. But I do have a different broker, okay? And with different spreads. I just want to make that clear so everybody knows. How did I not get stopped out there? I bought that impulse candle. Remember this one, 720? I bought right there when it was breaking. And that wick didn't come down and fill down in there. Thankfully, it's good. Shit happens. Sometimes you get lucky in trading. Trader from Canada, Fusion Market is the best. I agree with you, okay? I agree. I've been using them for a long, long time. Years. And I'm a very, very happy client with them. Okay, but notice we did not take out the daily high. Okay, so that's important. That's critical. Going into the futures, they're still holding it down. So if I was to draw a red zone, I know it's going to suck for buyers to see this, but I just want to make it clear that this is a struggle to break that daily high. Nick, see how we're coming right back down? So yeah, the sell signal is still valid. If we get below 5,010, it could push down now in the futures market. Raphael, how do I use Fusion Markets? Any province in Canada can use Fusion Markets except Ontario, where Dave and I live. But we got grandfathered in years ago before the legislation and laws changed. So I will not be canceling my Fusion Market brokers or ever closing it, because if I do, I can never get it back. But if you're in Canada, any other province other than Ontario, you can get Fusion Markets. They're based out of Australia. They're a regulated broker. They're an A-book broker. They have excellent spreads, excellent fills, just a top tier broker. And here we go, guys. Here's the futures market. So get ready for volatility. Okay, so open bullish, back down bearish. We can watch sell zone below 5,010. But guys, I just don't like being in two-way trades. So I'm still in my buy. So with the 20% remaining. So I don't want to hit any sells until I get tapped out of my trade. Either if it breaks the daily high, I'm going to close it in full profit, take my 100 pips up there, or if it comes back down here and I get out. Okay, just want to make that clear so we're on the same page here. I don't like buying. I don't like being in a buy and hitting a sell button at the same time, because then you got to manage two trades going opposite direction. I don't do that when I'm scalping. But notice how that big blue candle 2 minutes prior to the futures market opening up, they rejected it and did not allow it to break today's daily high. That's important, guys. As a scalper, these are the things that you should be picking up on, okay? I know it might look like nothing, but it's very important for depth of market. Because if that broke, that would have triggered a lot of orders up here. Stop losses, pending orders. That could have changed the direction of the futures market open up at 8 p.m., okay? But that failed to break. So then it came back down bearish, all the way down there, came back up, closed, opened, came all the way down, still holding some support, and just trading inside here. So we'll see if the buyers can continue to target breaking today's daily high, or it's going to continue to come down and look for sells below here, okay? That's a nice response by the buyers. See how it's still holding this red line as where it was resistance, volume close above, and it's still acting as current support, 5,011. Trader from Canada, Fusion Market withdrawals are instant. Yes, right to your bank account. I know. I take Friday payouts. I submit them on Thursday, and Trader from Canada, Friday, the money is in my account to enjoy the weekend. Okay, so we can still continue to follow the sell signal at 5,010. Okay, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, over here in Discord, the 5,010. Okay, Dave was in early on it, so but we can watch it over here. Okay, so you see how now it's coming down. Now I will verbally tell you guys if I get taken out, my 20% at break even. Notice how it's coming down, guys. Just learn whether you're in a trade or not. See how we did not break today's daily high just by a few points. Okay, now the futures market comes and rotates the volume all the way right back down. Okay, so if it fills this wick, my 20% is going to get hit at break even, and then I can continue trading with the current flow of the volume. I might continue to sell with it. Okay, but okay, I got triggered there. I got taken out there. I got taken out. Okay, so I'm going to void this trade. My 20% got hit at break even. I go back to review the trade. I'm happy I took out my 80%. Okay, so that buy trade is closed. Now we can continue to watch now. Now we got futures market. Okay, so we have an SST signal selling at 5,010 right here. So if the majority of this black candle, see how it printed a new low? Okay, you need lower lows to continue to push down. You need lower highs. We've got that. Okay, it looks like it's an M pattern. One high, there's the neckline, second top, coming down. Will it close below here? Will it flip this and continue to target today's lowest point of the day, right below 5,000, 4,998? Or will it continue to hold and turn up bullish? If that's the case, I want to cut this black candle in half, find out the point of control of it, okay? Because it could come up blue, 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 and they reject it, and maybe I could sell the next leg coming down, and then we could be targeting today's daily low. If you're already in a sell, already, you could be already in from 5,010. I don't know if you guys are, but I might get in now because now I'm out of my buy. Okay, but I'm going to wait for this bar to close, see where it closes. Okay, significant candle. I'm going to grab my Fibonacci tool. I'm looking at the size of the wick. Okay, so there's the 0.5. I know it's moving without me. I know it's moving without me, but it could definitely wait patiently for a pullback. Okay, notice where the 9 and the 200 are, right at that point of control. Okay, so notice how the candle has not came up blue, 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 right? It's an ignited bearish candle holding, okay, has not came back up to retest. What were we talking about? We were talking about patience and discipline on the call. Okay, should I just jump in on this candle or should I wait for it to come back up and at least test this location? Okay, this is what you're going to have to go through on a daily basis when you're trading, right? Remember, this yellow line is a daily point of interest, 5,004. That's where it's bouncing off of. Okay, now it turned blue. Okay, Has it retested? Will it be a lower high? Then it comes back down black. Now it's coming up blue. Okay, so get ready, guys. So you see the volatility now when the futures market opened up? Okay, so now it's coming back into that point of control. Our 200 and our 9 EMA are in there. Okay, so it might come in here, catch a wick, and go back down. Now, or it could close strong and invert the zone green and then continue to test today's daily high. So this candle, it's still got 3 minutes and 30 seconds, still a lot of time on it. Okay, there is a rejection right there momentarily. Okay, so it got rejected right at that location. Maybe we wait for this bar to technically close. Will it close below here, black? Will it close back above here, blue? I notice it broke, made that low to the daily point of interest, came back up blue right into that sell zone, okay? The point of control. But remember what I said, there was 3.5 minutes still left on the candle. That's a lot of time. So sellers brought it right back down and now it's building right back up, okay? So definitely there's nothing wrong with waiting. Is my chart is a little slow? Possibly. It's FXCM. There is maybe a 20-second delay on YouTube as well. Rafael, you're Portuguese. You do have Portuguese fusion, but you're living in Canada, so I can use it in Ontario? Can't? É caralho. É carai. Palica torta. Those are what my Portuguese friends teach me. Palica torta. Yeah. Don't ask me what it means. Ask my Portuguese buddies. I hope it means something good. Okay, guys, so look at the bar, okay? So it's still holding support. It could close, and I go with the closing volume, right? Is it going to close below this red zone? Will I turn it green? Will we have some more momentum to hit today's daily high? They're rejecting it back down. Maybe we'll push down bearish. Maybe we take a sell. Okay, so look at, they've extinguished that big blue volume, pushing it right back down. We may continue to get down to maybe the lowest point of the day, down in here as continuing selling. I'm going to wait for this bar to close in the next 60 seconds. I'm working with house money now. Okay, so when I take a trade and I'm in the money, that's good. So if I take another trade, I'm not risking my capital. I'm risking the next trade. It's already really bearish. Okay, so I missed out on the sell. I might have to continue to go in on a retest. But this is futures volume. You can see the size of the volume. Big moves on these candles. Okay, so came down, back up, spin top. These are those nasty 50-50 candles. Let's see where this thing can close. Okay, so that kind of point of control, did it hold up exactly? Just a little higher, but it's still lower high, lower high, lower high. Closing below down here. Here we go. So let's see, we might continue selling down to lowest point. Blue, let's see if it will come and retest this and get rejected. It's a bullish ignited blue candle. So let's see if they can push this thing down. Or a retest, okay? It could flag right here. It's at that daily point of interest, that yellow line, 5,004. Okay, so it's blue, 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 got rejected. You use the fibs and it worked out perfectly. Nice. Brezzy trades. That's perfect. Yeah, the fibs don't lie. You can catch yourself with the fibs at structural candles. Grab your fib from the open to the close. It will tell you exactly where 50% is and your point of control. It's the easiest way. Easy way. Nothing complicated about it. Okay, so we got rejected, right? To continue selling down to lowest point of day, we want to get rejected at these previous supporting areas turn to resistance, creating lower highs to continue to push bearish volume down. Okay, so still bullish, still holding. Guys, we have a free Telegram channel pinned at the top of YouTube for you guys. And this was the trade sell setup. We had a buy earlier to start the call. And then Dave sent out, we got a short gold at 5,010, okay? So there's the 5,010 pushed down. The retest came in a little higher, but got rejected, pushing down. So now I want to see if it will create a bear flag and continue pushing down. But you see the yellow line. Yellow lines are daily points of interest on my charts, okay? They hold more weight than just a 5-minute red line, okay? 5-minute red line is just like the previous hour. But you can still see how it's definitely still holding. Strong support, came up, lower high, got rejected. Now this could turn into a shooting star candle, ready to continue to push down. Then we might have to continue selling with this. I'm going to go into sell. I'm going to put my stop loss above that wick of that candle. And I'm going to see if we can target the lowest point of the day, the purple line, and break a little lower. Okay. So now I'm going to continue to see if we can continue to sell with this volume down. Definitely looking to target the purple line, 4,998 and a quarter, the previous lowest point of the day, and see if maybe it can continue push down. My maximum risk, I'm not going to place my stop loss all the way above the daily high. I'm just above that previous 5-minute rejection wick right here, and still above that 5-minute point of control. And I'd like to see if maybe I can continue to sell down, get about 60 pips if it can sell down to that lowest point of the day. And if sellers can continue to close bearish down in here, and maybe we can continue to push down. We've got good solid 15-minute bearish volume. It's going to close in 2 minutes, and we'll see if we can continue pushing down with this volume. If we could not break the highest point of the day, maybe the volume wants to target the lowest point of the day. So we're going to follow the volume into the close. I'd love if the sellers can close it below the yellow line. Then that's telling me we got lower time frame volume closing below a daily point of interest, and we could possibly create the yellow line to be resistance going forward and to continue to get us down to the lowest point of the day. That would be ideal, okay? Because if we close with blue volume above it, it's still acting as support and then could come back up and then push into drawdown. Okay, but still see how strong it's still holding. It's not easy to break daily points of interest. It's not easy. You need volume to cooperate. And we're closing now in 15 seconds. And we're also going to get a new 15-minute candle opening as well. 8:15. Entry, please. I entered right here. 5,004 and a quarter. Right at the yellow line was my entry. Sell entry. Okay. So close blue. We're opening ignited with the new 15-minute candle. Could we barcode in here? Black, blue, and come down black and continue pushing down with 15-minute momentum. We got to hang on to this ignited head. We got to continue to push down with this ignited head, and that could be a bear flag, like right here. Exactly the way how the candle bodies are looking, that could be the bear flag right here. So we got to kind of black, blue, continue to come back, and black and break this yellow line. But right now it's still holding, okay? So we still have volume below the 9 and the 200 EMA, still below that point of control of that big candle that opened at 8 p.m., the futures market. And if it does come all the way back up blue, my stop loss is just above the wick, okay? I'm risking my profit from my previous buy trade. I'm putting it on this trade to continue to sell down. But if this stops me out, I'm basically break even for the session. I'm basically risking my profit from my prior trade on this continuation to possibly continue to sell down. But let's see how this thing develops. Yeah, I'm already in the sell. I'm already in. I went in, this candle closed below, it came up, it got rejected, and when it rejected, I got in the sell, but then it continued to build back up and closed, and now it's creeping back up on me. But it could just be another pullback and then continue to push this thing down. Still have some resistance above us. Let's see how the sellers, if they're here, okay? I'd like to see them in this red zone. Because if they're not here, then it's going to continue to fill that wick, and then I'm going to get stopped out of the trade. And this is the retest location for the sell setup at 5,010. So we'll see if it can continue to hold up here. If you're going to buy, wait for this candle to close. If you're considering a buy, wait for this candle to close. Because if it closes above the red zone, you can flip the red zone green and maybe continue your buys to the daily high. But if you're taking a buy, wait for this candle to close, in my opinion, because you'll get more information. See how it just came right into that red zone, and that's where the sellers are, and they're pushing it down, okay? So whether you want to buy or sell and continue trading, wait for this bar to close. This is the new 15-minute bar. It will give us more information as to whether it's going to continue selling down or possibly move up bullish. But I would wait for this bar to close for both sellers and buyers. It's going to give more information. I'm in a sell. So the rejection was there in that point of control with the lower high. We're still below the 200 and the 90 EMA, but it's still got bullish volume, and we're still above this daily point of control, or daily point of interest, this yellow line. So it's not easy to break this down, but sellers are still here. So I place my stop loss just above that wick. And we got to see if the sellers can flip this candle into a bearish pin bar and continue close back down into this flag. And then maybe we can continue pushing down with this volume and possibly target the lowest point of the day. Gold is trading not bad tonight, not too bad. Justin, going to bed? Oh, taking the kids to bed. Have a good night, man. We'll see you tomorrow. I'm doing post New York tomorrow. Dave's doing New York. We'll see you guys. We'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm only going for 10 more minutes, 10, 15 more minutes. And then I got to get some sleep too. I'm running on European time here. It was a long flight home. I couldn't sleep last night, so hopefully I can get some sleep tonight. If this trade can come down and hit some profit down here, I'll sleep like a baby tonight. But let's follow this right into the close. Still holding that bullish volume. Okay, didn't get the close I wanted. I wanted to extinguish all that blue volume and close black. It didn't happen. Okay, so it's still building its leg up, but I still have my red zone above. I still have my rejection wick. Okay, still have the move pushing down, but we're trying to sell below a daily point of interest, which is not easy to break. Okay, so we got to see if the selling volume can cooperate and continue to come down. We've flipped our 15-minute candle now bearish below the opening price of 5,006. Okay, so we've had two solid retests in the red zone. Now, what I'd like to see is a candle push below this yellow line and fill that wick, and then create a new lower low It will put us in profit. However, I want to follow that volume and see if we can close black below that yellow line. And then that could take us down to the lowest point of the day. Okay, so there's good response by sellers. That's why I said to that buyer, wait for the bar to close. Because you see when it was coming right up, it came right in there. If you bought, you would be in drawdown right now, okay? It was just my opinion on a buy at that point in time. If you want to enter a sell, then you're going on impulse trying to break this daily point of interest, okay? Because I would be waiting to see if we get black volume, push below and get confirmed, because then you can use the yellow line as resistance and then possibly sell. I'm already in the sell, okay? But if I wasn't, I would be waiting for this candle to officially close. See how it came down there? And again, it's holding this yellow line as solid daily support, this 5,004. So it's still holding. Candle can flip bullish and come right back up. If you guys are looking for buys, you got to understand that you've got good, solid support holding at this daily point of interest, which as a seller, I'm trying to break, okay? So it's best for both of us to wait for this candle to close if you're not in a position already. See how the buyers and sellers are fighting out this candle? It's not easy to break daily points of interest. These are higher time frames, right? It's not just like a red line from the previous 5, 10, 15 minutes. This has been, when we did our top-down analysis, this has been an area of interest on the daily candles. So it's not easy to break. And it's holding above today's daily low, okay? But if we can get black volume on a sell closing below here, we could redistribute and target today's daily low. We did not break the highest point of the day today in those buys. So now we got to see, maybe can we target the lowest point of the day? If not, then we know that we're consolidating. If we're just trading in this area, 5,014.15 all the way down to 5,004, that $10 range. 100 pips range, going up 100 pips, coming back down 100 pips, maybe possibly go up 100 pips, go down 100 pips, until at some point later tonight, news comes in the market, a catalyst, major session, more volume, and then all of this volume will be redistributed. Gold is not just going to trade inside this zone all night tonight. It's eventually buyers are accumulating, sellers are accumulating, buyers are accumulating, sellers are accumulating. You and I were just trying to scalp a move here, right? But all of this accumulated volume is eventually going to redistribute at some point tonight. I'll probably be sleeping at that time, but I'd like to see if it will happen now, going into 8:30. Okay, so it's still black volume, still pushing down, but the closing price is the most important, okay? So we got our 15-minute candle flipped. I'd love to see a shooting star push down, but you see right at this 5,004.25, this yellow line. Let's watch the close. And then we have 5 more minutes going into our new 30-minute candle, opening up at 8:30, guys. 30 seconds to go in this candle. If you guys can leave us a subscribe to the channel, like the channel, guys. Tomorrow we're doing a post New York. Join us. We're back after 2 weeks off, and we're back with you guys. We caught some pips on the first buy. Let's see if we can get some pips on this close down in here. Okay, so remember what we're targeting. Volume to close below this yellow line. Very, very, very critical. Can it just break? Okay, so there's the close. So I'm just bringing now my cut line to represent 50% of that black candle, okay? I want to use the yellow line as a resistance, which it just got rejected, okay? So I'd like to see if the black volume can continue to fill that 805 wick when we opened up the futures market, and maybe we can target our green zone, grab 50 pips down in there, maybe target the lowest point of the day, okay? Am I ready to reduce my risk yet right now? Not yet. Let's see if we can target a few more volume push down. We have a nice 15-minute shooting star. I'd love to see if we can target that purple lowest point of the day, but I know buyers are going to be fighting. Just like when we were in buys to break the highest point of the day, the sellers were there holding it down. There could be buyers here holding it down. but we did create that new lower low, right? We've got lower high, lower low. We just need the higher time frame 15-minute volume to continue to cooperate and push down. And we're at that psychological 5,000. It's a tough area to break. Okay, see, we have now a hanging man candle. It opened bearish ignited, pushed down, coming back up. We're still holding our head. That black head of the candle is still holding. Remember when I said we opened ignited right below that yellow line. Okay, again, it pushed down. Buyers are again bringing it right back up. Now the candle flipped blue. Okay, so now we turned into a pin bar. That's why I cut it in half right there to see if we can still hold. Okay, see the volatility now in the candle? Because now we're moving into 8:30 in the next 3 minutes. So this is when things are going to start to really open up. Okay, higher time frame, a new 30-minute candle is going to open in the market. So this is where things can turn up really bullish or things can start to push down bearish. If we're still in the trade, we got to monitor minute by minute. We can look at the 30-minute time frame. Okay, so remember we opened, we were in the buys. We didn't break the highest point of the day. Now we have a solid 30-minute candle that's coming down that's going to close in 2.5 minutes, and we're very close to breaking the lowest point of the day. So can this 30-minute volume close below that daily point of interest? And then we can maybe continue to break and target these lows down in here, 4,990. That would be possibly 150, 200 pip move down there. Okay, so we got, again, we're still holding. See the retest, guys? Right at the cut line, my red line, we still have the black volume. There's a good push. Can we continue to redistribute? But every time we have pending orders buying it right back up. Okay, so that's why we got 2 more minutes. 15 and 30-minute candle are pushing down. Let's see if we can reach maybe a target down there, 50, 60, 70 pips, and then reduce our stop loss down, reduce risk like we did in our buy. Okay. Remember, number one job a trader has to do is manage risk. Okay. It's easy to take profit, just close trades, but managing risk is the hardest thing. Remember, we encounter a little bit of drawdown, but I still haven't reduced my risk to break even. Okay. At some point I will, when I hit 50, 60 pips in this target. Then I can come down to a break even. Then I have no risk. Then I can apply my 80-20 rule. Take out 80%, leave 20% running. However, if I want to run this trade, you got to make up your mind and you got to kind of run it knowing that it could turn right back up blue. Okay. But if we hold it and it continues to do what we want, we might get rewarded with a bigger push down. Okay. We've got to follow this volume. If you guys are happy, right? You know, some of you guys are okay with the trade moving 45 pips. If you guys control your risk, you don't need to wait for me to tell you what to do with your risk, okay? But we got 30 more seconds to go. So you see this yellow line? I'm telling you, it's a critical point of interest. This 4,004 is a big fight between the buyers and the sellers. And let's see what type of close we get. How do I find the point of control? Get your Fibonacci tool. Follow the volume of a candle where it opens to where it closes. Cut it in half at the 0.5 and figure out where the 382 is and the 618, and that's your point of control. Here we go, 8:30. Okay, so we did close with some black volume below. It opened bullish ignited. Okay, so got to remember that bullish ignited open. This is opening strong 30 minutes, strong 5 minutes coming up. If we can reject this down, we might be filling back down our wick, okay? But look at the open, very strong, ignited open. So can the sellers continue to hold this momentum down? It's not easy to do when a candle opens up ignited, especially a 30-minute candle. So this is a very strong bullish open. We're going to see if our yellow line can hold resistance now and continue to hold this down and maybe push down. Okay, so it's momentarily it's holding as resistance, but remember it's a ignited strong open. Okay, so we flipped now. Okay, so we flipped that open now. Okay, see the retest was the yellow line. See how significant the yellow line is? Okay, but we have a big wick to push down. It's not a small wick. Okay, remember there's a shit ton of buy orders in this location. Why? Because it's protecting the lowest point of the day. Just like up here when we were in the buys, the sell orders were protecting the highest point of the day and they reversed the market. So the same thing could happen down here. Where it comes down a little bit and picks up buy orders, creating higher lows, then we could get a blue move coming right back up, okay? Just want everyone to be aware of that. And then this is how gold can be trading tonight. Like, you know, by the highs and by the lows and just trading inside here. Okay, both purple lines are being protected. Cabo, Kaz, you passed phase 2. Congratulations, man. That's awesome. Congrats, guys. Passing challenges is it's rewarding. It's something to be proud of. Congratulations, man. So now if you go live, take your time. Don't rush the process. Review your phase 1, phase 2, what you did right, what if there was some losses, learn from those, so you don't make any mistakes on your live account. But that's awesome. Congratulations. Okay, so you see how it came up to the red line, the 9 EMA, continuing to push down lower high. We got the volume back down. This is where it's fighting right at that yellow line. Okay, so this is that dog fight I told you guys. Can the sellers continue to bid down? The buyers are obviously interested, right? They keep pushing it up. So the sellers need to keep bidding it down. And we're at that psychological number of 5,000. If we can get volume selling below 5,000, closing below 5,000, we could definitely make our way down to take out the lowest point of the day. Good push down. Great. Okay, so we got to retest lower highs. We got volume below our yellow daily point of interest. Now all we need is the redistribution of the volume on this 15-minute bar, on the higher time frame, on the 30-minute candle that just opened up. Can we get it? And this candle is going to close in 45 seconds. So let's pay attention to where it closes. Okay, good push down. It's a nice solid shooting star candle. Okay, if it's got good volume, we'll cut it in half quickly. It's not a structural candle because it's not closing below like this critical location, but still we can cut it in half. If it's a spin top candle, I don't cut those in half. I want to cut like a nice bodied candle. If it closes near the low, definitely. Let's go. Can we get this sell? I'd love to target this lowest point of the day. Okay, so it closed. It's not big volume based candle, but we can still cut it in half. Right there's the halfway point, 5,002. Okay, so if we can continue to reject this move down with a lower high, then maybe we can continue to make our way down. What time frame are we on? We're on the 5 minutes. And over here, we've got a 15-minute bar. We've been using, normally I use a 1 hour or on these calls, but we chose the 15-minute bar today. So we've been following this, but we're trading the 5-minute candles. Okay, so the the 50% on this bar was insignificant, okay? It's not a structural candle. That's what I was saying. I just wanted to see it quickly if it could hold a wick and push down. Now we got another big bullish candle coming up, okay? So bounced off of this green zone, still protected the lowest point of the day. Now we're coming right back up. So how many times can it test this red zone above us? That time it pushed down, came back up, lower high, pushed back down. We close below. It's coming back up. Another lower high. Can they extinct this bullish volume, or is it going to come and test back in here again? Okay. Maybe some of you guys did something. Maybe some of you guys controlled your risk. Maybe some of you guys pipped and dipped out of there. I didn't. I'm still running the trade live. I had my mindset on breaking the lowest point of the day. Our online session times, if you visit our website right here, come to our website, stocksnipertrading.com, come to the live sessions, and it shows all of our live trading times with myself and Dave. This is tonight. Tomorrow, Dave is doing 8 to 10, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And then I'm doing post New York tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern, live FOMC from noon to 3 p.m. on Wednesday. Live post New York on Thursday, 11 to 1 a.m. or 1 p.m. I'm sorry. And then we're doing an early New York session on Friday from 7 in the morning. We're going to do COMEX and Wall Street till 10. Okay. So again, we got some lower high rejections. Again, we got to continue following this volume. Can we get selling volume closing below the yellow line? Remember, for buyers, if it closes above, you can use the yellow line as support to continue to go up. Okay, I'm still holding it, still in. We're building some resistance here at these bodies. Body, still got the wick, okay? We have that sell set up from 5,010 right over here. So when it dropped all the way down to 5,000, it's about a $10 move, 100 pips. Trevor, Nas is setting up to a point of interest. Nice. We'll be doing NASDAQ tomorrow post New York. Website link is stocksnipertrading.com. But leave us a like, guys. Subscribe to the channel. You can join us daily. But if you want to join the team, trade with everyone in Discord, trade with Dave in the live New Yorks, get the trade ideas, trade setups, all the education we do. You guys are more than welcome to have access to that. Okay, so this candle's closing in 30 seconds. Again, look at where we're hovering right at, the yellow line again. See how it's like a magnet for volume? It's holding that volume like a magnet. But if we can close below it, we're going to, again, it could act as resistance. If the blue volume closes above, it could act as support. The market is just continuing to trade sideways, consolidate. But we did not take out the highest point of the day, so I want to see if the sellers can target the lowest point of the day. That's a good rejection. We've extinct a lot of those buyers. Okay, we closed back below. This would be nice for a nice little 3-bar play. Black, blue, and continue black and continue dropping through here. Okay, we have a nice 15-minute bearish pin bar, which still has 5 more minutes to go. So can we continue push down? We're not too far away from the lowest point of the day. But again, it's that protection of buyers, protecting the lowest point of the day, just like we had the sellers. When we were in our buy, when we were targeting the highest point of the day, those sellers protected it from breaking. So this is when sometimes the markets trade sideways. If we look at the bigger picture, sometimes. We came down one leg down. Here was the one leg up. Okay, now we're coming down with that second leg. So what I'm looking for is, I know that there could be a possible big double bottom right there and come all the way back up. Right now, they are making like a higher low double bottom on the bigger move. So this would be the ideal time if the sellers now in the higher time frame can really try and attempt to break this point right now. And maybe even drop down right there. I pick up my profit and I leave, because it could definitely come right back up. But you guys understand the bigger picture? It came down, came back up, rejected, did not break the highest point of the day. Now it's coming down, but they're holding it from breaking down. See how it's building right back up. So, you know, it could be continuing to build and start to come up. But if we can keep the volume consolidated right kind of below the yellow line and not this flag, maybe it can continue to hold to make its way down, but it's holding with this higher low bottom right here. So if you want to buy, you know, you're buying that higher low bottom protected by the daily low so far, and then it could fill those wicks and trade right back in there. Okay. Sometimes, you know, if you zoom out, you can see a bigger picture. But this is the time when I was saying, if the sellers are going to sell, this is the time to break it down, because the longer we wait, there's more pending orders accumulating here. So this would be a nice time to have an elevator candle come down and break all these orders. It will pick them up, but it will put you and I in profit. Okay. Remember, when it breaks through there, it's picking up orders as it comes through. So let's see if we can target breaking below 5,000 and the lowest point of the day, that purple line. When we opened, it tested it at 630. Okay, there's a good push down. Now the candle has a job to do. Fill that wick and drop further down. If it just drops there, higher low, picks all those orders up and comes right back up. Okay, so I need this 15-minute candle to really redistribute this volume before it closes in the next 2 minutes. Okay, and I've already measured my move. Coming down to the purple line is approximately 50, 60 pips. That's when I can start to reduce my risk or take out 80% and leave 20% running. However, if I'm running this candle, you got to make up your mind, because now it's coming. Yes, there it is. Okay, so it came right in there, purple line. I'm going to break even now. Okay, break even. I have no risk in the trade again. I'm short. I'm not long. Short. Sell. Okay, so you see how it targeted the purple line? We came right down exactly equal bottom lows to the protected low and found all those pending orders and coming up. So now if we're holding the trade and you never took out, if you reduce your risk, we're at a break even. Okay, but now we're following the volume in the next 1 minute. Can we continue push down? Maybe we close. We make a new low and we close below it, and then we can drop even further. Okay, but if it holds here, you got to be ready for a blue candle opening and coming right back up. That's why we'll cut this black one in half. But as long as I have no more risk, I'm okay. I didn't close out my 80%. That's one thing that could come back and bite me in the ass. But sometimes if you hold, you might be rewarded for a bigger move. But I'm at a break even. I want to make that clear to everybody, okay? No risk at all now. So it's another 2 for 2, but let's see if we get the move we're wanting to break the lowest point of the day. But remember, buyers got activated, so the next candle can turn up blue and come right back up. But I'd like to hold below, but I'm at a break even now, okay? So, but you guys utilize that yellow line as protection, that daily point of interest. So we just opened, now we got a black move coming back down, but we got to continue to fill that long wick, right? There's pending orders that are in here. That's what creates those higher lows, right? But do you see, guys, why I continue to trade very robotic at these locations? Because this is what keeps me very consistent and disciplined. Is sometimes I want more. Every trader wants more. We all want more when we're trading. But sometimes just reading it right to a target and trading very robotic makes life so much easy for a scalp trader. because then you don't have to go through this again. It might not come all the way down, and then now it might come all the way right back up, okay? And then again, I left 50, 60 pips on the table where I should have been closing 80%, leaving 20% running. But things happen so fast that sometimes you have to make up your mind before it gets there. Otherwise, we're holding the trade with no risk. That's the only other way to trade, because I don't want this big blue candle to come all the way back up and then start hitting my stop loss. Because remember, I'm risking the profit I made on my earlier trade. Okay, so now I have no risk. Now I'm just risking my profit on this trade. So it's still a win-win in this session for myself. However, if the sellers are still here and they can bid this down, this could be a daily low break and a real big drop. Okay. But this is that double bottom I was showing you guys on a bigger level. Here, down, up. There's the second bottom when it came down there. That's where I failed to take my money, and then now it could be building to possibly come back up. But what I like to do is I still like to read the wicks above me, okay? I still have a lower high, still below the 90 MA, but now my break even is right around here. I'll let you guys know verbally if there's a big wick, big rejection so far. I'm not out. Good rejection, great rejection, solid rejection. Okay, let's see if we can flip the bar back down black and continue pushing down. This is the 15-minute bar. We can flip this thing and turn it black to target that lowest point of the day. Guys, maximum I have is 9 p.m. Okay, regardless, whatever happens on this trade, I got to bounce at 9. I got to get some sleep. I haven't slept in like 36 hours. I'm still on European time, and I didn't sleep on the plane, and I'm exhausted. When are we streaming live again? Guys, if you just follow our channel, we have Stock Sniper Trading. Come here, go to our website, live sessions, shows you all of our sessions. Join this free Telegram link. We drop all of our live links in here for you guys. Subscribe to the channel, and you guys got everything here, okay? We do live education, live analysis, live trading, live haircuts, everything. Everything is live. I'll give you a live advice. When you go to Europe and you say you just want to trim, they pull out the machine and they shave your whole head. So make sure you get a haircut in North America before you go to Europe, because they don't understand what a little trim is. They take your whole hair off. It took me years to grow that. Let's see. Come on. Break this. Let's go. Okay, we're coming back down. We got a good solid rejection. Okay. Now, this is the big battle between the buyers and the sellers at the lowest point of the day. 1 more minute to go on this candle. If we can close down here, we can maybe push going into 9 p.m. Live Turkish haircuts. Yeah, you go to Istanbul, that's the haircut you get there. Straight Bic razor. I got to get some pips to buy a wig for you guys tomorrow. Come on, right at 5,000. Holy shit. Okay, big orders here. 5,000 block. Man. Do you see how that candle flash blue and they just slapped it down? That's a big sign that the market wants to sell down. Okay, again, we sold black, opened black, holding here. Oh man, guys, if we can just break through here, fill that wick, break the lowest point of the day, could be dropping, and then we get another 70, 80, 90, 100 pip move. Wow. Okay. Come on, come on, come on. Let's break this. Here we go, breaking. Guys, I'm going to take out 80% right there. I'm taking out 80%. We broke a new low right at 4,998. Taking out 80% and 20% running, okay? I'm not going to double dip now. It hit my target 2 times, okay? So I took out 80% right there at that purple line. 60 pips. Okay. So that's a good trade. Okay. And I got 20% running to see if this will continue to break tonight. Again, if it closes black below this green zone, for example, if it comes down, you're gonna change that green box to red. It might retest this and continue drop to 4,990. Okay, so I got 80% out and 20% running with a break even. 2 for 2 tonight. Solid trading. We got the buy and then we sold it right back down. Remember, Dave gave us the sell signal at 5,010, but I took the sell here at the daily point of interest. Okay, and I'm not getting greedy, guys. Okay, I'm not getting greedy. 2 times I told you the market came back to me to allow me to take out some profit, and I'm not going to get greedy. Okay, that's why I have a runner. If the runner wants to continue go, it can go, but there could be big development here that comes right back up. So I don't want to give 60 pips away to the market. I got to buy a wig for you guys tomorrow. I need that money. Okay. And now again, pushing down the 15-minute candle. Let's see if it can continue to break and close below there. Okay, if we close below this purple line, we could make that purple low resistance to continue to push down. Wow, look at that. Holy shit. Strong wick holding there. My goodness. Okay, so they're really tonight, they're really protecting the highest point of the day and the lowest point of the day. Lots of protection. Tomorrow, blonde wig. Quality wigs are expensive. Yeah. I'll have extensions for you guys tomorrow. You guys are too funny. But did everyone have a good session tonight? Well, this is our first session back in 2 weeks. We got 2 good trades. Hopefully you guys pipped and dipped. You guys grabbed some money. I saw some of you guys pass some challenges. That's fantastic. Congratulations, guys. Trevor, I appreciate all your charting you're doing in the indices and the commodities channel. Your charting is looking solid, Trevor. Amazing, amazing. Good analysis. I love it. I was watching it all the time in Europe. I was taking some trades off of you as well. Guys, believe it or not, I'm in the Discord channel, and when you guys post your charts, I trade off of you guys as well. So continue sharing your charts, continue sharing your analysis, continue learning together, guys. That's what it's all about. And let's continue doing this again tomorrow, guys. So tomorrow, join us, join Dave, join the team, guys. We have 50% off on all memberships, education, live sessions, the trade signals. Everything is included, guys. Here's the trade signals. We send out an index, commodities. Here was the sell set up earlier on gold, the 5010. And then the free Telegram channel available to everyone on YouTube, pinned at the top of the channel, all our links, everything we do. Thank you for all the subscribes to the channel tonight. Amazing, guys. We're all on our way to 94,000. Thank you, guys. Hopefully you guys managed your trades today. I hope you guys learned too, okay? It's not always just about buying and selling. It's about breaking down what's going on, learning price action, and then you can utilize this on any time frame that you wish to choose, okay? So now I look back at the trade, and I'm happy that I took out 80%. Remember, as traders, we're always kicking ourselves and, getting greedy. Now in a situation like that, I'm happy. Now you see my break even, the 20% got hit at the break even, but I'm happy. When the market came down 2 times there, that's when I said, guys, I'm taking my 80% and I'm running away from the markets. I'm a scalper. I know how it is. I know how it is to be in profit, and in the next couple candles, it's gone. So that's why I have rules. Rules as a trader. You have to have rules. Otherwise, if you don't have rules when you're trading, you're just guessing. You're just guessing every day. Every single candle, you're going to guess.
I don't like guessing. It's too stressful. It creates anxiety when you're trading. Your emotions are running all over the place, okay? Keep trading like a job. You clock in when you buy or sell, and you clock out at a location. And you, just like work, when you go to work, you punch in and you punch out. Trading is the same way. When you take a buy or sell and it reaches a destination, you clock in and you clock out. You hit the buy button, you hit the sell button, vice versa. Get your money and get out. And with all respect, respect your capital. That's number one. If you start losing your own capital in trading, you don't have much left to trade. So first thing is, you guys saw what I did. When it moved up 60, 70 pips in profit, I took my stop loss to break even. Next thing I did was take out 80%, leave the 20% running, okay? Understand these rules and utilize them, and you will see how your trading will start to become more consistent. Your account will start to grow. Your confidence will start to grow, and you're going to start to understand and learn more about trading. And you'll learn a lot about yourself, how to control your emotions, okay, guys? But that's it for me. I'm going to go to bed. It's been a long trip coming back to Canada. And tomorrow morning, join Dave at 8 a.m. Eastern. Dave will be doing Comex and New York. And then I will be coming in tomorrow post New York around 10:45, 11 a.m. We'll get up, we'll have a coffee, and we'll join, and we'll go from 11 to 1. And don't forget this week, guys, live FOMC, 3-hour session from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. We're going to do 3 charts. One chart will be analysis on gold. One will be NASDAQ, and one will be US 30, okay? We'll take our time doing top down. We'll watch everything that goes on with FOMC, and we'll continue to watch these. Okay, guys? Thanks, guys. It was a good session. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and continue trading with proper risk management. Don't blow up accounts. Don't over leverage. Trading is a long game. You want to do this for years to come, okay? But thank you, guys. Have a great day. Gold, yeah, you see the double bottom on the bigger picture, guys? Okay, so if you want to look for buys, one down there, there's the big neckline. There was that second double bottom. That's why I said, guys, if we don't break this purple line, I'm taking my money. That's why I took out 80%. Now you see how the second leg is holding? Now we could be coming right back up, trading into that red zone. If it breaks and closes above, you flip that red zone green, and then it could be building to take out the highest point of the day. Okay, so what I would do is tidy up the charts, right? And continue. If I was going to continue to trade tonight and continue to scalp, I would be trading from one zone to the next zone, following. If it comes back down and trades back below here, then definitely it could sell back down, do something like this, and continue to push down. Okay, but right now you see how it's being respected at the lowest point of the day. There's nothing you and I can do, right? This is the respect from the higher time frames. But that's why when you're as a scalper, you got to respect these levels. That's why when I was coming up to the highest point of the day, I took out 80%. When it comes down to the lowest point of the day, take out 80%. Yes, I wanted it to break and drop all the way down there, but you still got to respect these levels, okay? Once you start respecting levels, trading will become more consistent, okay? Thank you, guys, and have a great night. God bless everyone, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining, guys. I do appreciate you guys. Make sure, please, leave a subscribe, hit the likes, hit your notification bell so you guys can join us all week, and join the team, guys. Join the team. There's 50% off on all memberships, 3-month, 1 year, and lifetime plans. You get everything included. Trade signals, ideas, tons of education where me and Dave break all these things down for you guys. Courses, boot camps, webinars, everything. And the Discord with all of the snipers. Okay, guys? Have a great night. Thanks, everyone. Good night, everyone. See you guys on Zoom. Have a good night. And everyone on YouTube. See you guys. Good night. Awesome, guys. Great session tonight. Good job, guys. Holy shit, Gold just went psychotic right now. Oh, goodness. It's getting crazy, guys. Volatility is unreal right now. Be careful trading the rest of the night. Oh, crazy. My goodness. I'll see you next time. 9 p.m.
night, guys. Christoph, Trevor, good night, guys.
Hey guys, good morning, welcome to the live session of Stocks Number Trading. My name is Dave, guys, my partner is Ron. Let's get down to business here, guys.
In on US 30, sell, okay? I'm jumping in. Guys, that's a 100 pip drop. Yes, we caught it. Hey, guys, 200 pips, please, secure.